Welcome to the Proactive Woman Podcast. I'm your co-host, Fran Marie. Welcome to the show. So when we talk about money, we have to mention Joyce Palmer. She is our fabulous CEO and also our managing partner of JP Financial Group. Go there now because you know what? You can meet Joyce. She actually offers complimentary strategy sessions, financial strategy sessions. So just go to the website, jpfinancialgroupllc.com. Get your 20 minutes right there. Today we are talking about the long-term impact of inflation on your finances. Yeah. You know the word inflation. We're going to be talking about inflation during this whole segment and a couple of more. Go to the website, jpfinancialgroupllc.com. Now, for the YouTube, we would love for you to comment, ask a question. Joyce will actually answer those questions. You can actually follow us on social media as well. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the managing partner and CEO of JP Financial Group, Joyce Palmer.
Thank you, Francine. I love those introductions.
Oh, we have to make it dramatic because isn't money dramatic?
It is.
Yeah.
So yes, I am Joyce Palmer, your financial strategist and retirement specialist, helping ladies and men too retire with a successful plan.
That is the plan. That is the plan to have a plan. But the plan doesn't have to hurt when you talk to Joyce because she meets you where you are.
That's right. The plan does not have to hurt. And today we're going to talk about how the plan, blah, blah, blah. We're going to talk about how the plan needs to be inflation proof because inflation is real. Inflation eats away at your purchasing power. Inflation dips into how long your money lasts. Inflation can be addressed in your planning. So it does not have to be a fear factor if we're planning proactively for it.
And as we're going through this, I don't know what this seg is into this world of inflation, but we know it, right? We may not know all the terms, but we know the food is high. So when it comes to what has affected you with inflation? Because it seems like it happened overnight, but as Joyce said, if we know this is going to happen, we can prepare for it.
Yep. Inflation is like quietly eating away at your wallet. It's dipping into things like your lifestyle, things that you do entertainment-wise. Inflation affects that. And of course, you see it in a grocery store. That's the most common place that we think about inflation, in the grocery store. I always try to do a little research, right, to just see how much things have gone up. So stats.
Ooh.
In 2019, the average cost of a gallon of milk, now mind you, I really don't drink milk like that, so I don't know if I really care about milk, but it is one of the products that they use when they're adjusting the consumer price index. They look at things, grocery items and food or services that are commonly used. So a gallon of milk in 2019 was $2.90. Today, that same gallon of milk is close to $4.50. Huge. So that's a big increase. That's cost of goods and services. Now, what I do care about, although I don't drink milk like that, I do have something that's really dear and near to my heart that is being impacted by inflation. And so this bothers me. Shoes, believe it or not. Back in 2018, a pair of Sam Edelman's but basic black pumps, classic black pumps, everyone has to have at least 3, right? The average cost was $100 to $120, which was totally doable. Today, that same classic black pump is somewhere around $150. That's inflation. So that's dipping into my economy, my personal economy, and what I can do with my money. I would love to hear, though, from our listeners, what's some of the things that you do or use or services that you have seen go up and it's impacting your lifestyle?
I'm quite sure the comments are going to be flooding in because
Yeah.
olives for me, shoes for
Olives?
you.
Like olives, like green olives?
Green
that you eat?
olives.
I love olives.
Six
Have they
ninety
gone up?
nine. $6.99. Because I like
Wow.
the special ones, the ones stuffed with garlic and jalapeno peppers.
I love olives. I didn't know that. Olives is okay. Yeah.
Are you a Virgo? No, I'm just
No.
kidding.
But I mean, I really would love to hear from our listeners
Yes.
because I think, our camera person, our social media person, she told us that the cost of cameras have gone up. Now, I would have never known that because I don't even own a camera. But what goods and services are you using on a day-to-day basis that you have noticed has gone up and you've had to make an adjustment?
Right? Because we can have a conversation, right, about that, a friendly conversation.
Sure.
Because I'm thinking of, wow, this really impacts people who are retired.
Absolutely. The reason it impacts retirees more so is because most retirees are on a fixed income. And that's where the planning has to come in. Is your income keeping up with inflation? How do you inflation proof your income so that every month or every year your income increases while you're in retirement? Because when you're working, you may get an increase in your income from your job or a raise or a salary or something like that. But if you're retired, you have to be cautious because you're on a fixed income. And now inflation can really have a huge impact on your retirement.
Wow. So our retirees are close to retirement. We need to hear from you. 704-543-6269. This is some serious conversation that you can have a little bit of fun with. Wear pink because you'll be a favorite of Joyce's.
That's right.
We love when the summer series we're in session for the summer series, so check out the website to see if you want to come to one. Wear pink to that too.
Teacher's pet always wears pink. Just don't bring me an apple, not a red apple. Just wear pink, and you will automatically get favor with the instructor.
So that means no produce.
Exactly.
Well, speaking of food and inflation, let's talk Federal Reserve. Let's do a Federal Reserve segment. Talk about
Okay.
Federal Reserve. So have you clicked that subscribe, like button yet? Maybe share this segment with friends and family. And you can always share with frenemies too as well. So Joyce, I'm Fran Marie, your co-host, and our fabulous Joyce is our host. Joyce is the CEO and managing partner with JP Financial Group, LLC. Federal Reserve. I don't even want to touch this one. Ouch. Ooh. What are they saying about inflation?
Yes. So the Federal Reserve says that interest rates are still up. But they did try to do some things to cool down the inflation rates. And it did help a little bit. But what we're seeing is that the signals are still indicating higher interest rates. So what that means, it affects things like mortgages. So if you're looking to buy a home or if you're retired and you want to downsize and move to another home, this may not be such a great time to do that because interest rates are so high. Credit cards. If you have credit card debt, this is an excellent time to start addressing the credit card debt because the interest rate on the credit card debt is so high. It makes that balance never go away. Another area that we are positively seeing with inflation, and you need to take advantage of it, is in annuity payouts. So annuities are retirement vehicles used to create retirement income. And for the first time in decades, we are seeing some of the highest payout factors and rates, which means if you have an annuity in your plan, this may be a great time to shop to see if that annuity can give you more income, if you can get a higher payout factor, which means higher income. So it's a time to, we call it refinance your retirement income, right? If you can get higher payout factors, more income to offset inflation. So that is one of the areas where being proactive and planning comes in. Another area where inflation is existing, and this one is a pop quiz. I
Okay.
don't know if we can do pop quizzes on the podcast.
We can do whatever we want.
Okay, because I know
darling.
in the summer series, if you've come to the summer series, or if you're coming to the summer series, in that class, I always do some pop quizzes, and those who get the answers correct win prizes and gifts. You know, we have fun in summer school. So the pop quiz question is, there is a source of income that almost everyone has available to them when they retire that actually is adjusted for inflation.
I have my hand on my hip. What is the answer? Oh my God, what is the answer? I'm trying to think.
Yeah. It's a income source that almost everyone has access to it. It's one of the few things from the income bucket planning process that is already built in inflation proof so that it goes up or designed to go up every year based on inflation. And it's an income source.
Unemployment, no. Social Security.
Social Security, that's right, exactly. So if you were in class, or fair, if you are a listener and you got the answer right, call us, let us know, and I'll have a prize for you. But yes, Social Security is inflation proof. It's one of the few income sources that's in your income bucket that's designed to help keep up with inflation. So when you're planning and being proactive and you're looking for ways to keep up with inflation, if you have an annuity, shop the annuities. See if you can get a higher payout factor. Social Security is an income source that's designed to keep up with inflation. But there are other things that you can do as well to help keep your income up with inflation.
Okay. She's got all the answers. Joyce has all the answers. So what can listeners do right now? Well, they can get their strategy call.
Yep.
20-minute complimentary strategy call. You do those in person and you do them remotely.
Yep.
It's a
We do.
fabulous building. Okay. So I'm just trying to wrap my head around what could be a strategy. Mm-hmm. Can you share a strategy? Or do you probably have more than one?
Yes, I do. I think I have three, right? Three. I like three. Pick three. Three of my favorite strategies. One is own assets that rise with inflation, like dividend stocks, real estate, or even, like I mentioned, the annuity. That's an asset that actually can help you keep up with inflation. The number two one is keep a part of your portfolio growing and not necessarily keeping all of it in cash. A lot of times, ladies especially, we're very conservative, so we like to keep money in cash, and sometimes we're afraid to invest and put it out there. But we want to make sure that we don't keep too much in cash because it's not keeping up with inflation. It's not growing if it's sitting in a savings account getting 0.0 interest or worse, sitting under your mattress, right?
I was going to say, the mattress.
Yes. A little cash under the mattress is okay, but not too much. And then the third one is revisit your retirement income plan regularly. I have annual reviews with clients, and we do the annual review so that we can stay on top of things like inflation. Do not wait until inflation is literally eating away your wallet. Start being proactive. Retirement planning requires that you revisit the plan. Things change, situations change, market changes, your lifestyle changes, health issues change. So on an annual basis, you should be looking at your plan to make sure that it's addressing inflation.
Our producer came up with a really cool word. It's called plannicking, which is really not a word.
Right.
We must plan, but we must not panic.
Right.
So she's like,
instead of panicking, plan. Panic, no. Plan, yes.
We got to do that. But what if we feel just a little uneasy about it? That's where the strategy call comes into
Right.
play.
Yep. So our 20-minute strategy call or in-person meeting, first let me share that it is complimentary for our listeners. And there's no judgment, ladies. It's no judgment. It's about having a real conversation about real issues that affect your plan. It's about sharing your money story, your fears, right? So that we can get past that so we can start working on strategies. So the 20-minute strategy call is just that. I listen to you, I hear your concerns, and then I share with you what I've learned in over my 20 years of experience, ways that you can address those financial concerns. And so inflation is just another one of those financial concerns that you want to be looking at and addressing.
Right. Well, we have those concerns because we're afraid to make a mistake.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. I get that a lot. Women are afraid. Well, that's because we're just so smart and savvy and we do things so well. I mean, most of us do everything so well that we're like afraid to make a mistake, afraid to not get it right. And I get it because I was that way too. But it's time, like I said, for no judgment. Let's just get to the core issue, come up with a solution, and then take action. It's that simple.
She does it so calmly. In her pink, we love it. So the mistakes, okay, yeah. Because what are the mistakes you see in the industry?
When it comes to inflation, and again, I'm going to pick three.
Okay.
There are a lot of mistakes, but I'm going to focus on three big ones that I see when it comes to inflation. So, number one is underestimating longevity. So, we are living longer. The longer you live, and my grandmother used to say this, loved when she said this. If one of us, and I know I'm digressing here, but I just thought in my head, when we were little, if we would complain like, oh, my back hurts or oh, this hurts, and my grandmother now would say, oh, honey, you haven't seen any aches or pains yet. You just live long enough. Mind you, she lived to 104, and you will experience some pains and aches. So when it comes to inflation, just live long enough and you will see things go up. So you cannot underestimate longevity. Women live longer than men normally. We're seeing people every day now reach age 100. So naturally, if you're living longer, inflation is going to impact your dollar because it means you can run out of money sooner, right? So inflation is important. You can't underestimate longevity. Two is, again, holding too much cash. Can't emphasize that enough. Do not stick all of the cash in the lingerie drawer, under the mattress, in a savings account, getting 0.0%. We have to have the money working. We have to have the money working for us. And then number three is not updating your plan. Not updating your plan. So back to that annual review. Make sure the plan is keeping up with your lifestyle, with things that are happening. So updating your plan on a regular basis.
Got it. So that's going to be a little more intensive than our 20-minute strategy call, which is complimentary. We're gonna
We're gonna dive in.
as my grandmother used to say, use some elbow grease, honey.
That's right. Weren't our grandmothers full of wisdom?
They sure
Oh my
were.
gosh. I think of mine every day because a lot of the information that I'm learning, I'm thinking, my grandmother told me that when I was a little person.
Right?
They were just full of so much wisdom.
And they could take 5 pounds of potatoes and make you a gourmet meal for a whole week.
That's why I don't think we even knew inflation exists. Because our parents and our grandmother, I know my mother, same thing, grandmother, they stretched things. They were strategic planners when it came to inflation.
And they didn't even call them that.
That's right. That's it.
They would even have, okay, I know I'm digressing too. I used to make my way to my friends' homes because their moms cooked a little different than my mom's, and they would never say no.
No. There was enough for everybody all the time.
And that's why JP Financial Group, LLC, is around for us, is because there's enough for everyone.
It is.
No need to fret.
That's right.
Just go to the website. Call them, 704. Well, first of all, 5821 Fairview, there's a beautiful building. On the second floor, JP Financial Group. And you can also call. What's the best number you like? Because we have someone right now.
704-543-6269. You can call right now. We're waiting for your call.
We are waiting for your call. I know, right? And pink is the new color of money. Be wearing pink when you're on the phone, too. I'm just kidding. But Joyce Palmer loves pink. And the summer school series, thank you to everyone who came out.
Yep. We had a great turnout for our first session of Schools In for the Summer. We talked about foolproofing your retirement. We talked about the 5 pillars of what a retirement plan consists of. And we are getting even hotter for July. The topics are steaming up. So July is something, again, that's really dear to me. It's long-term care and why women particularly need to understand how long-term care works. And we do invite the guys too. I won't exclude the guys, but you want to register for that soon. We've already got about maybe 60% of our capacity met for July. It's July 9th, which is a Wednesday afternoon, a lunch and learn. So you want to register so that we can have lunch for you. And then we come right back on the 12th of July, which is a Saturday for those who cannot make a weekday. Saturday morning at 10 o'clock, and we do the same class. So it's a 1-hour power class. We dive into the topic. So you come, we have a workbook. You're going to walk away with action steps that you can do today to start working on your long-term care plan. So whether you have one or you just need to update one, long-term care is something that every person, women especially, but everyone needs to have a plan for.
And then in August, okay, this one we all have to, understanding your 401k like a boss. That's going to be August 13th. That's going to be the Wednesday at noon. And then we have August 16th is going to be at 10 a.m., which is a Saturday.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And that one's booking fast too.
Booking fast, because I know we have to do homework for Chaz for that one.
Yes. We have a guest instructor, Chaz Laney, our own registered investment advisor. I jokingly say that Chaz is not quite as charming as I am, but he is super smart. And he is a very serious instructor. So you definitely want to make sure you register so you can get your pre-class assignment done. So when you come into the August class, you are ready. We are going to dissect the 401k, retirement accounts, IRAs, everything that you want to know about how to maximize your 401k is going to be taught in that class.
So delightful, so delicious. You know she's going to feed you.
Yes.
Yes. Well, we have come to that time where the money's not up, but the time is. I'm your co-host, Fran Marie.
And I'm your host, Joyce Palmer, the retirement strategist.
JP Financial Group, LLC.com. Go there and definitely like, subscribe. I don't mean to be a little mean, but like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. Okay? Thank you so much.